This is the OnePlus Nord. And the sales will start from August 4th. But before you decide on buying it, let's get to know about the phone, and I'll also share some of my thoughts about the phone and its hardware. OnePlus has been hyping this phone for about a month now, and it all led up to the launch 2 days ago. The launch was fine, the presentation was alright, but I experienced a lot of bugs and it buffered a lot. But even with all the bugs, it was cool seeing the phone in front of me as it was being launched. So let's get to the phone now. Let's start from the inside out. This phone has a Snapdragon 765G CPU. This is a really capable mid-range CPU, and there aren't actually too many phones in India with this CPU, and it also supports 5G. Even though 5G isn't ready in India yet, it's actually good to have the feature available. A major part of this phone, and the reason this phone might be attractive to you, is its cameras, 4 on the back and 2 on the front. It has a normal 4 camera setup, but it has one feature that even most flagships don't have: OIS. Optical image stabilization. That alone is a big reason why you might want to buy this phone instead of others. It makes the camera super stable even when your hand is shaking, so you can take better photos and video that is more stable. It also has a wide-angle camera and a 5 megapixel depth camera to assist in taking better portrait photos. And the 2 megapixel macro camera again, fine. When it comes to the cameras on this phone, the OIS is just one highlight. There are 2 more. If you flip the phone around, on the front there are 2 cameras. One is a 32 megapixel camera and a wide angle. This will be extremely useful when you're taking selfies with many people. And the battery. This phone has a 4115 mAh battery, which is big and charges really fast with a 30-watt dash charger in the box. And the next big feature of this phone is the 90Hz AMOLED display. We have seen 90Hz LCDs and 120Hz LCDs in mid-range phones before. That is nothing new. But having a 90Hz AMOLED for 25,000 is a first in India as far as I know. And the fingerprint is also built into the display. So let's get to the design. Now both MKBHD and Mr. Who's the Boss said in their videos that this phone looks a lot like other phones. They talked about the Oppo Reno 3 Pro and the Oppo Find X2 Lite. But there is also another phone that is similar to the OnePlus Nord in the same price range, the Realme X3. Some people might say it is actually better than the OnePlus Nord. It has a better CPU, a 120Hz display, and even a 64 megapixel camera, and it is even priced almost the same. But there is still one more feature of the OnePlus Nord that makes it a little better than the Realme X3. OxygenOS. I recently made a video about all the issues in Realme UI, and yet it's not bad to use. But this is OxygenOS, smoother, faster, and much better looking in my opinion. But the Realme X3 is definitely better in performance. It can play PUBG at extreme FPS in HD settings. It has a 120Hz display that is even more smoother than the 90Hz in the OnePlus Nord, but the OnePlus Nord isn't that big of a sacrifice to me. Yes, the 90Hz is a little less smooth, the 765 is slower than the 855 Plus, but that's alright. And I just can't go back to an LCD after using an AMOLED for 6 years. I might be biased towards OnePlus. Maybe that is because I like OxygenOS better, their software support is better, the design and presentation of OnePlus is simpler and down to earth, and I really love the blue color. But that is just my preference. And more importantly to me, the community around OnePlus is better. I'm not talking about the people who buy the phones. I'm talking about the developer community who makes the routing tools, the custom ROMs, Gcam ports. That is something that is very important to me. For most people, all this might not matter. You can look at the price and you can look at the hardware of both the phones, and you can clearly see the X3 is better. But there is something about OnePlus that makes me prefer the Nord over the Realme X3. And hey, The OnePlus Nord is also a 5G phone. So those are my thoughts about the OnePlus Nord. Like this video if you liked it, subscribe to the channel for more videos and reviews, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching.